Welcome back to another presentation as part of the World Geography presentation series that's being presented during the coronavirus pandemic. Today, let me begin by introducing myself for those of you that are here for the first time. My name is Gary LeFort. I'm President of Business and Government Services, which is a consultant firm in Hamden, Massachusetts. I am also a retired associate professor at the American International College in Springfield, Massachusetts. What we're going to do today is we'll go over the questions and answers to Geography Test 18 that we covered last week, include the presentation with Geography Test 19, which will consist of 10 questions from the different regions of the world. As I have said in past presentations, when you look at the world, you can really break it up into 6 different regions. And so when I do these tests with questions, I don't focus on just one region, but other regions of the world as well. And if you look at this chart, let me briefly go over what those regions are. First region is the Americas. The second region is Europe. The third region is really a country, and that's the Russian Federation. And since it's territorially the largest country in the world, and you can see from this map, it should be addressed as a major region within the world. It is part of Europe and Asia as far as the country itself goes. The fourth region is Asia. The fifth region is Sub-Saharan Africa, all those countries below the Sahara Desert in the continent of Africa, hence its name, Sub-Saharan Africa. And the last region is the Middle East, which is in the northern part of Africa and also in Southwest Asia as well, sometimes referred to as the Arab world. With the introduction of the different regions of the world, let's get into Geography Test number 18. Which country of the world has over 800 spoken languages? The answer is Papua New Guinea. It's in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Australia. Question 2. Name the 3 tallest buildings in the world in descending order. The largest building is Burj Khalifa, stands at a height of 2,717 feet. It's in the United Arab Emirates, generally abbreviated the UAE, and it's in the city of Dubai. The second tallest building is Shanghai Tower. It stands at 2,073 feet. It's in China, People's Republic of China, and obviously in the city of Shanghai. And the third tallest building is the Abraza Labate Clock Tower, which stands at 1,971 feet. It's in the country of Saudi Arabia in the city of Mecca. Question 3, name the capital of the following countries. The capital of the country of Mozambique, which is in southern Africa, its capital is Maputo. The capital of Lebanon, which is a country in the Middle East, is Beirut. The capital of Kiribati, which is an island in the Pacific Ocean, is Tarawa. The capital of Trinidad and Tobago, which is an island in the Caribbean America, its capital is the Port of Spain. The capital of Monaco, Monaco is a city-state in Europe, and the capital is likewise the country's name as well. So Monaco is the capital of the city-state of Monaco. And the last country is Liberia, which is a country in Western Africa. Its capital is Monrovia. Question 4, name the 5 largest seas by area in the world in descending order. The answer is the Philippine Sea, which is off the Philippines, the Coral Sea, which is off the coast of Australia, the Arabian Sea, which is off the coast of the Arabian Peninsula, the South China Sea, which is off the coast of China, the People's Republic of China, the Caribbean Sea, which is in Caribbean America, and the Mediterranean Sea, which is off the coast of Europe and the continent of Africa. Okay, question number 5. What 2 islands in the Bering Strait would allow a physical connection between the United States and the Russian Federation? The answer is the Big Diomede, which is owned by the Russian Federation, and the Little Diomede, which is owned by the United States. The two islands are separated only by 3.8 kilometers, which is about 2.4 miles. And the boundary between the two countries is the international date line. With the end results, Russia is about 21 hours ahead of us on the island. And so sometimes the big Diomede is referred to as Tomorrow Island, and the small Diomede is referred to as the Yesterday Island. Question 6. In which country would you find the following historical cultural sites? The answer, the Lascaux Caves is in France. The Giant Causeway is part of the United Kingdom. It's in Northern Ireland. Velitka Salt Mines is in Poland. The Milford Sound is in New Zealand. And the White Cliffs of Dover is in the UK, in the country of England. Question 7. The metric system, also known as the International System of Units, abbreviated SI, is used worldwide except for these three countries. And the countries are Liberia, Myanmar, and the United States. Even though these countries have not officially adopted the metric system, these countries to some extent are using the metric system. For example, here in the United States, you'll see on roadside signs sometimes kilometers and miles together, also on food packaging as well. So the three countries have moved towards it, but have not officially accepted the metric system yet. Question 8. This country, made up of more than 7,000 islands, is considered the second largest archipelago in the world. And the answer is the Philippines, which is in the Pacific Ocean in Southeast Asia. Question 9. What is the name of the most remote place on Earth? Its location is farthest away from land mass in any direction. And the answer is Point Nemo. It's in the Pacific Ocean. According to the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, generally abbreviated NOAA, Point Nemo is 2,688 kilometers from the nearest land. Now, an interesting fact, the closest human contact to Point Nemo occurs when the astronauts on the International Space Station passes over this point. And when they do pass, it's roughly 258 miles away. Question 10. Which country has the largest stadium in the world? The answer is Rangado Stadium. It's located in Pyongyang, North Korea. It opened in May 1st, 1989, with a seating capacity of 150,000 people. That concludes the Geography Test 18 answers. Now let me go into the next test, which is Geography Test 19. Question 1. Name the oldest continuous inhabited city in the world. Question 2. What U.S. state has officially leased land, a cemetery, and a memorial in perpetuity to the United Kingdom? Why was it leased to the United Kingdom? Question 3. Where is the world's largest sand island located? Question 4. Name the capital in the following countries: Rwanda, Guinea-Bissau, Dominica, Marshall Islands, and Guinea. Question 5. How many time zones are there in the world? Which country has the most time zones? Question 6. Which country today has the most characters, that is, letter and spaces, in its official country name? Question 7. Where in the world would you find the following countries: Comoros, Sao Tome and Principe, Tonga, and Cape Verde, B. Pacific. Question 8. Why did Macedonia, a former Yugoslavian state, change its name to the Republic of North Macedonia in February 2019? Question 9. In which country would you find the following historical cultural sites: Bwindi Impenetrable National Park, Rock Islands Southern Lagoon, Sodillo Hills, Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park, and Timbuktu? And last question, question 10. Vulcan Point Island is located in the Philippines. It is famous for what? That concludes the questions for Geography Test 19. As I said before, it came from the different regions of the world that I talked about earlier in the presentation. For those of you that would like to download the questions, you can go to the East Longmeadow weather.org website. At this location, you can not only download the questions for this test, but past tests as well, to include the answers that have been posted to date. And you'll also find a copy of the videos that have been done on the different presentations up to the present time. What I'd like to do now is to spend a few minutes showing you the photos of the historical cultural sites that I mentioned earlier in the presentation. The first one is the Lascaux Caves, which is near Montignac, France. Here you'll find over 600 prehistoric paintings, mainly of animals, that dates back 17,000 years to the Paleolithic period. What's interesting is they weren't discovered until 1940. The next photo, the Giant Causeway in Northern Ireland. It's on the northern coast of Northern Ireland. It's an area where there's approximately 40,000 interlocking basalt columns resulting from ancient volcanic eruptions 50 to 60 million years ago. There is a legend that's associated with the Giant Causeway, and it goes along these lines. The giant in Northern Ireland challenged to a battle a giant in the country of Scotland. And preparing for the battle, the giant in Ireland created this causeway as a way of meeting the giant from Scotland. The giant in Scotland did the same thing, built a causeway in the direction of Ireland, and they built it at Staffa Island in Scotland. So an interesting legend about how the Giant Causeway came about. The Wielkie salt mines in the city of Wielkie, which is in the Krakow County, it's in Poland. I have been there. It's quite an amazing site. It's a site where they excavate salt. It goes back to the 13th century time frame, and they continued to produce up until 2007. It is considered, at least it was considered, one of the oldest operating salt mines in the world. It's world famous for its chapel, its caves, and statues that were hand carved out of salt by the miners. It's quite an impressive sight to see as you go from one cavern to another. Quite amazing that they were able to accomplish something like that. The next photo is the Milford Sound. It's in South Island, New Zealand. It's basically a fjord which was made from the New Zealand glaciers going back thousands of years that eventually resulted in this outlet to the sea. It is located in the Fiordland National Park. It has beautiful cliffs and waterfalls, and it was really made famous by the English writer Rudyard Kipling, who called it the eighth wonder of the world. And the last photo is the White Cliffs of Dover in the United Kingdom, in the country of England, facing the Strait of Dover, which is between Europe and the Britain Island. The highest cliffs can go up to 350 feet or 110 meters, and it stretches for roughly 8 miles or 3 kilometers. It's approximately 77 miles from London, and it represents the closest point to Europe, roughly 20 miles or 33 kilometers. It is a composition of white chalk with streaks of black flint. And the cliffs of Dover have played a significant role in British history, not only in medieval times, but also during World War II. This concludes my presentation for today. I would like to thank everybody for coming. Next week, we'll go over the answers to Geography Test 19, and then I'll give you the questions for Geography Test 20, which will be actually the last test as part of this presentation series. I hope you found this interesting, educational. My goal is that by the time we complete the presentations, we will have touched base on every country in the world. I do hope you've also taken the time to plot these different questions on maps to get that global perspective and a better understanding of where countries are in the world. And that you have likewise been able to develop your own bucket list of places that you would like to see in the foreseeable future. Thank you very much. Be safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next week.